Hi, my name is Charles Elwood, and my whole goal is to help you make an impact. Last week, I interviewed Tyler Betthauser. Tyler talks about his amazing journey trying to learn AI, machine learning, and business intelligence. And he talks about his experience at General Motors, where he went on a roadshow because people saw so much value in what he was doing with artificial intelligence, machine learning, and business intelligence. So watch this short video and he'll explain to you how you can get into this new technology.
So I really started out in the BI. That kind of fell into my lap early in my career when I started working for General Motors, and I started to really understand just how powerful the data analytics was and how I could influence a lot of people through data and moving projects along. It wasn't really until I started working at my current company, Freight Verify, and where I really understood the power of machine learning and AI. And so I really just started being interested simply because I wanted to learn how to do it, right? I wanted to be able to jump into something like that if I was asked to do a project. So I jumped on Udemy and I found a machine learning course by Jose Portilla, who I really recommend you anyone watching can go out and look at his classes. And he has a great machine learning class, or at least an introduction to it. And I just started. It's a 55-hour class, and I just sort of jumped in. He said, it would be nice if you had some Python experience before, but I said, nah, I'll be fine. I'll learn along the way. And so I started working my way through this class and learning how to do basically everything I've done in SQL and Tableau and Power BI, now in Python. So that was my first real foray into kind of the machine learning world, and I'm very new to it still. I profess that I've got a long way to go. But I'm looking forward to seeing what other projects I can utilize Python and machine learning at work. And so that's really where it began, was just an interest in wanting to adapt and learn new skills.
Wow, cool. Yeah, thanks for that journey. I wrote a few things down here. So one of the things that really got me, and I've been thinking about this a lot, is how data can be, if you get the insights out of it, how it can influence, right? How it can, it really, you can take data, you get the insights, and then you have the patterns to back it up. It's like, hey, my theory was this, and look at the data. It shows that this is what's happening, and then you can influence decisions, some big decisions, right? So any examples of that in terms of experience on why you came to that conclusion, how influence, how data can influence?
It was a little bit subtle. I go back to one of the projects when I was, like I said, working at GM. Is we had some very simple questions about the business, right? Very simple data points: how much is coming in, how long is it staying here, and how much is going out, right? And that was something so simple wasn't known, right? We just didn't know. We didn't have the data. We didn't know where to go get it or how to collect it, really. So it was really, the journey started with, well, where do I go and get that data, right? How do I aggregate it and have it make sense, right? And then we started putting dashboards together, things that kind of automatically updated and allow people to interact with this data that they hadn't really seen before or had been kind of hidden behind closed doors, right? So all of a sudden I started seeing myself in more higher level meetings and presenting this stuff out and realizing, wow, we're driving true insight into how the business is working and validating our assumptions or otherwise not. And so I think the realization of what I was doing and how it was influencing folks was when we decided to go on a roadshow and show the product, kind of like how you would marketing your own company's product. We went out into the organization and said, hey, look at what we found, look at what we're doing with this. Here's how we can save money. And then it just really snowballed from there, right? Once you start saying, hey, I can save everyone a bunch of money, then really people start kind of listening and understanding the value of some of this stuff. So it was really organic. It wasn't something that it's obviously something you read in a textbook, right? When you go through your MBA but even your bachelor's, you got to bring data to the table. And it's one thing to read that, but it is totally another thing to actually source it, analyze it, and then bring some sort of recommendation to the table. That was probably one of the biggest growth spurts in my career, early career.